There is relief this morning for Amanda Knox. Yesterday, Italy's highest court overturned her murder conviction. Knox breathed a sigh of relief last night outside her home in Seattle.
I just wanted to say that I'm incredibly grateful for what has happened, for the justice I've received, for the support that I've had from everyone, from my family, from my friends, to strangers, to people like you. You saved my life, and I'm so grateful.
Knox and her ex-boyfriend were accused of killing a fellow student in Italy in 2007. They were twice convicted and now twice acquitted. This puts the long-running case to rest. CBS News legal analyst Rikki Klieman joins us with more on that. Good morning, Rikki.
Good morning.
8 years, 4 verdicts. This is finally the end, but were you surprised by the outcome?
I was absolutely stunned by the outcome, and I think most legal experts were stunned. You have to understand what the options were for this high court. They could have simply affirmed the convictions, and then she was going back, if extradited, for 28 years. Her boyfriend would have been cuffed that night, and he was going in for over 25 years. They could have overturned and sent it back to the appeals court for a new appellate trial. Definitely the considered opinion around the world through scholars of the logical outcome. And no one, I really do believe no one, including the lawyers, ever thought that they would hear not only the word acquittal, but annulled. This is over. This is final.
So let me ask you, Rikki, the closing arguments went on for hours, and the lawyers for Knox and Solicito said that the evidence just didn't add up. Do you think that the high court was swayed by the negative media, the press?
Well, I think that the high court certainly is not deaf, dumb, and blind. The high court, however, is not supposed to be thinking about the press or outside influence. One important thing here, though, you have a prosecutor who investigated this case, and in that particular instance, you have someone who has been accused of prosecutorial misconduct and corruption in the past. It goes all the way back to the Monster of Florence, and you have someone where you had evidence like there's a knife. Let's take the knife, and it seems like the knife they could have used. So that's the type of evidence and the type of a look-see to say what is in this case.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though, because I remember when this case was playing out, at one point she accused somebody else.
Well,
what happened to all of that?
That was really a problem for her because her false accusation of the bartender has never sat well with anyone, particularly the bartender. She was ultimately prosecuted for what we would consider something like defamation, a false accusation. She got 3 years. She was in prison 4 years by waiting for this trial, so it is time served. He, by the way, the bartender, was there to watch these proceedings. One of the things that I do think has to affect a court, even if they say it doesn't, is that in the ultimate scheme of things, all the people in the U.S. supporting Amanda Knox, people in Italy supporting the victim Meredith Kercher, people in Britain supporting Meredith Kercher, believing that Amanda Knox was guilty, the whole problem politically of extradition, what was ultimately going to happen here?
Right.
Was it going to become an international crisis? Would the United States simply hand her over? Would they say that there was a different system of double jeopardy there and not hand her over? This could have been very touchy
It's so
politically.
interesting to see how Italy's justice system works as
sure.
well. Thank you so
Very
much,
different,
Rikki.
but not to be condemned.
Rikki Klieman, thanks so much.